reading.
Well, what if we approve them as a first reading?
On the table.
What if we motion to, what if we move them to policy and then have your edits considered
Because then
policy?
it's going to be easy to just move them on without my do this. So I'd
No, your
rather.
edits would.
Sure.
Thank you. No, okay, all right, great. I just want to get that out of the way before I, here's all my, okay. It's 6:31, we're all here, so I can call the meeting to order. Do roll call, Carla Pennington Cross.
Yes, I'm here.
Ben Nguyen.
Here.
Danielle Bailey's here. Tamika Vukovic and Andrew Franklin are excused. And we can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which Mr. Nguyen will lead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to move on to just a brief reading of our mission statement and beliefs. Would you like to read the mission statement? We're reading them aloud.
We
Yes,
stopped doing this for a while.
we are reinstating it.
As a part of the greater Glendale-River Hills community, the school district will lead in creating a supportive learning environment to inspire all students to strive for excellence in pursuing a strong academic foundation to succeed in and contribute to the global community.
Okay, and we can read our beliefs. We can just read them in order. So, children are valued. Ben? You want to read the next one?
Here,
Yeah.
here we are, my friend.
A safe environment with respectful, responsible, and prepared individuals creates the potential for learning success.
Education benefits the individual and society.
Each person has the right to be treated with dignity and respect.
Education is a shared responsibility of student, home, school, and community.
Change is an opportunity for growth.
Each individual has unique potential to learn.
High expectations, effort, and motivation are essential to learning.
Cooperation, communication, and collaboration strengthen our home, school, and community.
Diversity is an asset.
Ow! All right. Now, moving, sorry. Everybody else felt that way? Okay. All right, moving on to agenda approval. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Carla Pennington Cross with the motion, Ben with a second. All in favor, voice vote?
Aye.
We are going to move on to 2A, under new business, approval of donations. Allison, do you want to?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know, I guess Melanie, I didn't know if Melanie was coming, if we're gonna make this a big thing, but, so we have the inclusive van, which was the foundation project last year, and we had some pretty significant donations. A check from the foundation for $10,815.10, and one from PTO for $11,178.26. So it's recommended that the board approve the following donations to support the district's purchase of the inclusive van.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Karen, do you want me to repeat the motions in seconds? Like, okay, just checking. Any discussion?
Sure. Yeah, so I just want to say how amazing this is that this van happened so quickly. And for me, this is a story of everything that's good in our community because we wanted a project for the foundation. Anna and Heide and Allison took it out to teachers and did a survey, so it was very collaborative and inclusive. Within the foundation, it was important to us to have it be accessible, which led to the wheelchair lift. And then Lindsay, in all her glory, went and found a grant that we were able to get, right? Based on that accessibility aspect of the van, which covered most of the cost, right? Like $50,000. So incredible work by Lindsay to get that. And then just the fundraising itself went really quickly. The PTO jumped in, made that amazing run walk event in the spring, just boom. I just love everything about this story because it's inclusive and it's collaborative and we really pulled it off. And I want to give Lindsay a major shout out for getting the grant.
When we first talked about it, I think we said it could be 2 years, 3 years. So that's pretty good.
Kaput, done. I love it. So thank you.
Anything else? Yes, I think this is amazing. Thank you to everybody who put all this hard work in and fundraising. I'm so excited we have this. If there's no further discussion, then we have a motion on the table. I'll do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. We are going to move on to policy work, the first readings. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 policies that are up for a first reading. So we're going to go one by one. And the first policy is policy 361. Do I have a motion for this policy?
So I'll move to table this for our next policy workshop.
And is there a second? Okay.
Then I can talk about what I want
Okay,
to do.
so then is there a motion? Okay, so when a motion just,
I will move to approve
just
it for
die?
the first reading.
think so.
I just leave the motion alone? Thank you for everyone for
It's
bearing
dead.
with me as I,
Yeah, it's that.
but okay, all right. Any other motions then?
A motion to approve it on the first reading.
Okay, I'll second the motion, and we can do a roll call vote.
Well,
Oh, sorry. Well, yes, sorry.
I'm ready to take notes.
Discussion on policy 361, instructional materials.
the big change I want to make is not the big change, but It says the extent to which the materials facilitate the pursuit of personalized learning objectives. I'd like that to say the extent to which materials facilitate explicit instruction and differentiation in the pursuit of meeting the learning objectives for all students.
Can you tell us where you are?
Oh, that is bullet point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We're on the master policy, right?
This is 361, right? Yeah.
61.1.
Yeah.
Oh,
So personalized learning to explicit instruction and differentiation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So cross off differentiated and then explicit instruction and differentiation
Okay.
in the pursuit of, instead of personalized, just say meeting
policy?
learning objectives for all students.
Oh, here was it. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing.
Which paragraph is it again, Ben?
Bullet point 7,
1, 5, 6, 7, 8, number 8.
the extent to which this, okay. Did you have any other comments about this policy?
Just one more. When it says relevant research, I wanted to say cognitive psychology,
And which spot is
or
it?
you can say relevant research in cognitive psychology.
Can you point that
Something
one
like
out? Like where that, which paragraph?
Relevant.
First bullet point.
Okay.
And
Carla?
then,
Oh.
sorry.
No, finish. I want you to
Sorry,
finish and then
well,
I'll
no, I
move to
did say one more
Carla.
thing and now I'm going to say one more.
Going.
Okay.
I'm writing it
So I
down.
do want, it says the extent to which the materials facilitate an appropriate assessment. I would say just be more specific with formative and summative.
I'm sorry, can you tell me where that one is? I'm just taking,
Third bullet point.
thank you.
So cross off and appropriate and then formative and summative. And then, sorry, I know I said last one, so this is my
Keep
fourth
going.
one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Last is a relative.
6. So the sixth one, I would want it to say the extent to which the materials will actively engage students with the content and encourage their interest in learning the subject area.
And which bullet point is that?
That was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Thanks.
6.
6.
Okay.
And that's it this time.
Okay. Carla, do you have any comments or questions on this particular policy?
Just thoughts. It's just hard for me to read something like this. It's just a lot for me to take in. I have been thinking a lot about equity, and I wonder if it should have some sort of specific equity criteria in there. One of the things we've talked about in equity conversations about this idea of having like a equity checklist against which you assess curriculum and materials. And I don't know if it belongs in here or if there's some broader provision here that covers it, but I would appreciate you thinking about that. Or Jenica, I guess, and the policy committee as we finalize this. And again, I don't know if this is the right place to put it, but I would love to see some sort of community engagement at some level. I think it's there in curriculum. It's not here in instructional materials, and maybe it shouldn't be, I don't know, but that's kind of on my mind as I read this. And then my last thought is that taking into account that Ben has some concerns and thoughts he wants to share around this and wants to make sure we have a full discussion, that I want to be sure that before we bring this back to a regular board meeting for a second reading, that we take it to policy and make sure there's time and space, or to one of our like marathon policy sessions and make sure there's time and space for Ben's thoughts to be heard before we bring it back for the formal second reading.
Did you make the motion? Can you remind me? Did you make the
Yes.
motion? So could you accept a friendly amendment to move to approve the first reading and send it to policy committee? I'm not
For
sure if
further
we,
discussion?
for further discussion.
I think that's part of the recommendation.
I think we didn't see it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So
Yep.
could we-
Yes.
You'd accept the
I would
friendly
accept the
amendment?
friendly amendment.
Okay, all right. And then I just did you have any more comments or questions? Okay. My question was around the rules. There are no accompanying rules, so are we waiting on Jenica to?
Yeah.
Okay, so those will come at a later time.
Yep.
Okay. I think yeah, it'd be interesting to see, will they come to,
Yep, we can bring them to policy.
okay.
Should we then have the first reading of policy then?
I don't think
No,
we
we
can.
can't,
Okay.
but
We can change that later.
we don't actually, we have been approving the rules, so no, but
Yep.
Have been approving the rules?
we have been approving.
Not exhibits, but rules.
But we could bring it back to full
Yeah.
work. My other question that you may not know, or choose, could be for Jenna or for policy. One or more members of the staff using the materials. I mean, maybe this is a dumb question. Why wouldn't we obtain input from all who use the materials? Or is that, I don't know.
I think that typically that you would do that by committee. Looking at like third grade, you're gonna have a committee. It's
Okay.
really like looking at those and having speakers come in, and like you wouldn't have every single third grade teacher, but
Look
you
at
might
every
have
single
representation
Okay.
of different grade levels.
Okay, I was just curious about that. Okay, is there any further discussion on this policy? Then we can do a oh my God, why can't I say the word voice vote on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna move through. The next policy, is there a motion on policy 223, end the rule? Or do we have, yeah, we do have a rule. Do we have a rule?
That's professional development.
Admin professional I'm sorry, I should say the names. The admin professional development opportunities for licensed staff.
So moved.
And I'll second. And discussion. Would you like to start, Carla?
I thought all this, I thought this was fine. I have no comments.
Ben, do you have any
On
comments?
this one?
My only question or comment was sort of around the board's involvement with the professional development plan, sort of based on the statutes. It looks like the board shall establish the plan, and then the policy talks about the admin bringing the plan regularly to the board to keep them informed. So I just wondered if we might want to formalize that process. Is that part of our board calendar? We're going to annually bring you the professional development plan,
That makes a
just
lot of
would like to get
sense.
into more of that timeline and a little bit of that process, I think. Maybe add some more specific language through. That was my only comment.
Even as part of the strategic plan too.
Right.
That would be then brought.
Yeah. Okay. That was my only comment. So
Okay.
if there's no further discussion, I'll take a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Forgive me. Karen, did we say a motion to approve that first reading and move to policy? I don't know that.
On 223?
Yeah.
Nope, it just was a motion to,
Move it on to the second reading.
well, all I said was so moved. So if the recommendation,
Okay, for all of these, I would like to, that's the implication, right? That we're going to move them as a first reading to policy for further discussion. So thank you. Okay. Forgive me, my first meeting is
that's okay.
sub-president. Okay, moving on to policy 347. Is there a motion to approve this policy as the first reading and move it to the policy committee for further discussion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, Carla seconded. Any discussion? No. I don't have any either. Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on to policy 330, curriculum development and improvement. Is there a motion to approve this first reading and move it to policy for further discussion?
So moved.
I will second that. And any discussion on policy 330?
Okay, I have a few.
Okay, why don't you just walk through them? Allison can take her note.
Okay, so I guess the first sentence, I would want it to read something like this. The major objective of curriculum development is to improve instructional practices and facilitate student achievement and engagement in academic content. Okay,
Good.
and second paragraph, I would want to cross it all off and then have it read like this. To the extent consistent with the remainder of this policy, the board delegates responsibility for the development, evaluation, and improvement of the curriculum to staff members of the district. Subject area teachers and administrators will collaborate as needed and at least annually to produce an appropriate curriculum for each subject.
Okay.
Which would be the cycle.
Part of the curriculum.
Is that part of the original one that you sent me?
No, this would be the second one.
Okay, okay, got it.
Then number 4, when it's after it says internal and external research, I would want it to say prioritizing research in cognitive psychology. Then the paragraph after 5, I would want it to say in partnership with the teachers. And then I didn't know if this was a thing or not, but just somehow keep the curriculum committee updated with these big, with the changes in curriculum. So I don't know if we had to write that in or not, but we can if we need to.
Anything else?
Yes. Oh, number 6, I just want, sorry, so number 6 on the, what is that, the second page? I would just want to say at the end, when it's demonstrated that technology and computer literacy improve that type of instruction. So we're not just putting it in. And then the paragraph right after number 6 at the end, I would just wanted to say something like this, where staff members had the opportunity to appeal curricular changes or inactions. So let's say, a teacher asked for a resource and, someone said, no, we can't do that right now. They would have the opportunity then. And so then it would say they may bring their appeal to the curriculum committee, and the curriculum committee will determine if it is brought to the full board. The full board, in consultation with relevant staff members, has the final decision. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but something like that, because.
Would you have a concern with them just using the regular complaint process that we already have set up?
Well, if they're doing curriculum changes, though, they're working directly with district administration, so.
Right, so then it would just go to, so if their concern was with Jenica, then it would start with me if their concern was, do you know what I'm saying? But the first person always has an opportunity to address it in the complaint process, and then if they're not satisfied, it keeps moving.
Yeah, so we can put district administrator first, then curriculum committee, then board. Or maybe we skip the curriculum committee.
Yeah,
and just
typically
go
it would
to
be
board
like,
now.
right, okay,
But, yeah, so something like that.
okay.
And I just, again, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, while it may be working perfectly now, where teachers feel that they have a voice, I do want something written in policy for them to, lean back on. So,
Yeah.
especially if they're, they really want a resource or they think something's going to really improve student outcomes, So anyway, I just think it should be written down. I know that might be the unspoken sort of way it is, where teachers are allowed to advocate for themselves for their classrooms, but I just want something written in policy where it's, it's there.
It's just really clear that they can
Yeah.
do a complaint process. No, that makes sense.
Carla, do you have any? Oh, thanks, Beth.
No, again, I would like you guys, the experts, to ruminate on the equity question, whether there should be a more direct reference to equity issues, to cultural relevance, those kinds of things, especially as we fight with achievement gaps and all that. It's just ruminating in my mind. And again, I don't know if, there's no rule with this one, right? There's just the policy.
There's no rule to it.
I like that right up front, it talks about collaboration or coordination with teachers. But I would like to see in it something that talks about, the criteria. don't even know quite how to say it. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, that I'd like the idea of equity to be in this somewhere, kind of like Ben's thinking about, like making sure teachers know that they have ways to bring concerns up, but I would like it to be in here if someone were to read this policy, that we expect our district staff to be thinking about equity as they consider curriculum, you know. I would have to put a lot of thought into it to think about how to say it.
If you think of it, you can let me know. We have time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some time. Ben, also, I think maybe some of what you're looking for might be addressed by the rules around the textbook selection, like 361. Some of those rules is about like reconsideration or appeal about materials and resources. So it's possible some of that might be outlined there.
I just want it written in policy, not rules.
Okay, heard. So my K-12 should be K-8, right?
Well, my
Or-
wondering is because we do collaborate K-12. when
We
it comes to
collaborate
the
with Nicolay.
curriculum
So,
review
okay, I wasn't
process.
sure if
Yeah.
that was intentional. And then where I want like a little bit better understanding, just through the further discussion, would be around the distinction between the board and administration. Like, it's the paragraph after the numbers that talks about how curriculum can be sort of manipulated, things can be removed or changed without board approval that are like under the guise of something already approved by the board. So it's different hypotheticals have come to mind. Like, does that mean that, like, I know we didn't have to approve the human growth and development program except for like a change to it, or whether we were going to put genders together. So I have like some sort of questions to kind of hash out around understanding that better. But other than that, I don't have any issues
Where
with
was
this
that?
policy. Well, the paragraph after it lists the curriculum items 1 through 6 talks about board makes decisions to add or remove district programs and areas of study subject to limitations, expectations defined in this policy. Administration has authority to approve and implement revisions to various curriculum guides created for subject areas. Can decide whether particular course, class, curricular activity are offered in a given trimester, term, school year.
So like
Not saying anyone would do this, but could you take PE away? I don't know, probably not,
Well, 'cause
because
there's state
not because there's state.
statutes.
I know, but like
And maybe that's
something-
part of it, that there's state statutes that.
Right,
define
so
a lot of it.
I can better understand the law, but just also kind of
Yep.
understanding what that means. That's all.
Got it.
Okay. No further discussion, then is there, I'll take a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to, there's no number for this policy. It's simply called independent educational evaluation. Is there a motion to approve this as the first reading and move it to policy for further discussion?
So moved.
A second.
Okay, any discussion?
Just needs a number.
Yeah.
Needs a number.
That's my discussion then.
Okay,
I didn't see anything.
all right, I'll take a voice vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll move on to the last policy in this group, which is policy 726, non-discrimination. Is there a motion to approve this as a first reading and move it to policy for further discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I don't have any either. So I'll take a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That means that all the policies that we just considered are being moved to policy for further discussion. I'm going to move on to 2C, policy work board governance. These are second readings. Okay. I would accept a motion to consider these in bulk so we could move through them. If anybody wants to make a motion on the first recommended action.
Yeah, okay, so I move that the board approve policies 120, 130, 151.2, 153, and 171.1 as revised after our first reading.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? And all of these policies are available on board docs. They're public, it's public content. These are
Yes.
second readings, so the board did our first reading in a special meeting at a policy workshop, and a lot of work and thought has already been sort of put into these. These are policies. board governance policies, right? So, do you guys have any discussion on these ones?
Hold on. Let me remember.
Oh, yeah. Was this the one that had edits?
Did you have it?
These are hold on one second. I'm so sorry. I'm just making sure I'm reading the right ones. Second readings. Right. I'm good.
Okay. I'll take a roll call vote. Carla Pennington Cross.
Aye.
Ben Wynn.
Aye.
Danielle Bailey votes aye. Motion passes 3-0. We're going to move on to recommended action 2, which are second readings of policies that require us to also vacate a current policy. And I would accept a bulk motion here.
So moved.
So this is to approve the remaining policies?
Yes, Ben's motion would, should I read
So
them?
some of them we have to replace.
Do you want to read them?
Oh, as it's written there. Yeah, second, sorry.
Okay. Any discussion?
So I noticed some typo edits in policy 142. Oh, this is so confusing right now.
Can you send those to Allison? Are they purely grammatical or?
They're not content changes. There's just like a misplaced clause that needs to be moved to the right place.
Okay.
I don't think they're anything but grammatical.
Okay. I have one as well in 171.2.
Should we just, how do we do that? Do we
I
send?
I think
I'm fine if you send them.
I think we could just send them to you because it's not content, so we can approve it with the caveat of the grammatical edits.
Okay, grammatical edits in 142 and
71.2 is missing the word the district administrator and needs a there for a his, her.
142, 171.2.
Thank you.
And in 142, Allison, I'll just tell you here, it's in paragraph 3. It's where you added the clauses about when the board president can contact legal counsel.
Got it.
And then just the last paragraph, it's just grammatical.
Okay.
Needs a verb or just some editing, but this was towards the end of our last marathon session, so I'll just send you
Okay.
the edits.
Thank you.
So with no further discussion, should I read the policies and what they're vacating aloud for you, Karen? Okay, we're good? Okay. Then I will take a roll call vote. Carla Pennington Cross.
Aye.
Ben Wynn.
aye.
Danielle Bailey votes aye. Motion passes 3-0. Getting there, folks. One more. 2D, policy deletion. This is a second reading of a policy that it is being recommended to approve deletion of. Is there a motion
So moved.
to approve the deletion of this
Yeah,
policy?
to approve this, sorry, yeah, to approve the deletion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Is there, do we? I don't have any.
I think we all know what we're deleting.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will take a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Policy will be deleted. All right, we're moving on to 3, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda containing financials and minutes?
So moved.
Sorry. Second.
Okay, all in favor by a voice vote?
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda is approved. Moving on to 4A, discussion. Allison, did you want to talk about the statewide education conference or?
I guess so. Karen said she always puts it in.
Oh,
here.
this is just a notice? Okay.
So I believe that you're coming and Tamika. Are you?
I'm coming.
Yeah. So that's is Milwaukee.
State Education Conference is happening here, January 18th through the 20th, 2023. It's going to be a blast.
Wasbo and
Wasda. Okay. Great. Let's move on to Equity Committee Facilitator Update 4B. Do you want?
Yep, so just sharing, I put everything in board docs so that it's public, but Per the recommendation made a while ago and then the reestablishment of the equity committee, we decided to just bring it back to the full board meeting. But we do have a recommendation for the equity committee facilitator. Her name's Lori Cooper Stoll. Is that how you say it?
That's my guess.
And her proposal is attached and she is willing to looking to facilitate the equity committee meetings as well as some other potential work around policy, collaborating with district administration, thinking about some of the things Carla just said around looking at our policies with the equity lens. And then I'm hoping to perhaps talk to her about the possibility of supporting our strategic planning focus groups, because it sounds like she's got a lot of great experience. So that's it.
All right. This is just
Exciting.
discussion. So any questions, comments, discussion? Audience?
Is
Okay.
it going to be online or in person?
She's going to come in person to meetings
Okay.
to help facilitate those. And then, yeah. Yep, she's willing to travel. She has a daughter in college in Milwaukee. She lives in La Crosse, so it gives her an excuse to visit her daughter.
To spy.
Yeah, so she's like, I'll travel. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm excited to work with her. I mean, Carla and I made this
Same.
recommendation as co-chairs, and she has experience as a school board president, so experience with governance will help keep us on track in that way. And a really impressive CV and a lot of experience in different areas of equity and education. So I think it's
She'll
gonna be
help us accomplish things,
good. Yes,
you know, to actually have
Cool.
some deliverables.
exactly.
Very exciting.
Yes. So, all right, moving on to 4C, school board notice of vacancy. Well, I mean, I currently sit in the seat, but
You're not vacant.
it could be. So I don't, do you have to say anything about this?
I think so. The notice is in the.
The notice is that my seat is up for reelection in the spring of 23. I plan to run for reelection, so we'll see. All right. I don't know, can I say that? Like,
I think.
I'm not campaigning, it's just a notice. It's just a notice. Okay, we are moving on to the best part of this meeting. 4D, district update celebrations, which I think is why you all are here. And we're very excited to hear and have you guys. So with our new technology. Also, we have new tech. We have new tech. Did you notice? Oh, looks nice.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's a bird eye and there's,
I saw this thing.
huh?
Is that an actual speaker?
Yeah, so watch what you say. It's very close. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mike, right there.
It's kind of nice.
That's unfortunate.
That's nice.
Somebody needs to.
It's nice. That's what the view is at home.
Oh, I'm so short, you can only see the top of my head.
I'm gonna start having to like
It's like I have to,
think about it. Okay, well, all right.
it's like candid camera.
So let's celebrate Glendale-River School District. I don't know if you want
All
to
right,
introduce.
yes, all right. So good evening. I am going to kick off this evening's presentation by introducing everyone to Miss Jess Ishii, who is a third grade teacher at Parkway Elementary School, but is also in the process of working towards her administrator license. How exciting.
Yay.
I have the opportunity and the wonderful privilege to be able to be her mentor this school year. And in an attempt to have her have additional time in front of various people in various capacities, one being the school board, we thought it would be a great idea if she came this evening and had the opportunity to share some exciting things and celebrations related to our district. Please note, as she is sharing, there may be times that Anna and I, as well as Allison and anyone else, jump in around some of the slides that are presented this evening. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to Jess.
I think we have enough treats for everyone here too.
All right, well, we've been able to see a lot of in-person celebrations return from their COVID vacation, and it's been really great to see them return, introduce them to our new staff, and the students who really have not had a chance to do them. So that's been an interesting experience because they're not noticing things like, oh, I did that when I was little. And so they're all just really excited to share with each other. And the energy's been really great. So one of the early ones that we were able to celebrate supports our PE program, where they kind of work with the students on endurance and one of our character words of perseverance. And the students, both on a 2-day span, show and celebrate their hard work with a fun run, where families are welcome to come in to participate with the students or just cheer them on. This year showed the students how we have to be flexible and adapt to situations, because our youngest students had to move their celebration indoors due to bad weather. So we still were able to celebrate their hard work, and they had fun running in the halls of school, which is never allowed. So extra celebration there. The second year of the new and improved or revamped Fall Festival, where it's now outside, which I think a lot of families really seem to enjoy the new changes. And it's brought in some new fresh vibes and activities, which has been really fun. And the kids always love to see it and participate. And it gives staff a fun way to participate with them as well. This would be
our partnership with the Glendale Police Department as part of our work around creating a safe learning environment for our students, and really to kind of work on some of the fears and concerns that our students have around some of the safety protocols that we have and their burgeoning awareness of their surroundings. We did have the Glendale Police come in and talk with our students the day we did our safety drill around situational awareness, and really talking with students about what are some of the safe ways that we could leave or exit or protect ourselves in spaces, and really reassured students about their ability to be active in that and not just passive in terms of a lockdown, which provided a sense of security to students who are kind of always thinking about, like, how do I stay safe? And so it was really good and reassuring for them to work with the Glendale Police around that.
This was a very recent event that the entire district took part in, and it was a really exciting part for me to be a part of as a staff member, and the other staff members who came out and participated. We had from Parkway, I know, a representative from every grade and all of our areas, including our intervention programs and our allied arts, and just being able to share what it is that we're doing and see students have the opportunity to come in and also showcase. There were a lot of students who participated in the sharing of what it is that we're doing. And to just see some former students, have them come back and say hi. It was a really, really fun event.
I loved it.
For our first year, I mean, like it was an awesome initial kickoff, so.
Yeah, I just loved it. Can I speak? Just to say.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I loved that both schools celebrated in one building, and I've already told Alice it would be great if, it could go back and forth and celebrate it at both. There were so many wins from it, just the older and younger students being in one space and building kind of more of a sense of one community instead of two, and just lots of hugs all around, all the older students seeing their Parkway teachers. It just had such a great vibe. I loved it.
And I have to study a yearbook and remember all the names, but it was really fun to see them because we don't get the chance to do that as often. So a lot of smiles. So individually, there's some school-wide specific celebrations. We have been able to see the return of school-wide morning meetings, which we hold once a month. And this year, they're taking on the tone of our character words in each month. On the first of the month, or as close as we can to that date, we are introducing our new word of the month, and a grade level is taking the opportunity to sort of head up that meeting. And by the grade level, I mean the students. So students are participating in the different aspects of the morning meeting and introducing the word in some fashion, whether it be a skit or a chant. And so everybody's getting a chance to do that. We finish with a fun minute to win it activity where the teachers compete and have lots of fun and just kind of build up that fun, exciting elementary vibe where we're all just coming together. So
The last month I sent them a video.
Junk in a trunk.
The minute to win it. I had to share it.
Of course, we finished with our Parkway song, which is always an exciting, fun thing to hear everybody sing. So PALs, our PAL classes have also returned after not being something we were able to do. And this is where an older class will join with a younger class and do just lots of fun activities. We have another day tomorrow planned. So just fun, because then as you go throughout the year, you see the littles waving to their bigs. It's just a fun experience, and our big kids always love seeing opportunities to lead and help mentor little kids. So this was also a recent celebration we had that roamed the hallways, where we had our K-5 readers showcase some of their favorite books that they've been working hard to practice reading with. And our 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and 1st grade learners got to line the hallways and cheer them on. So they marched around folding up their books in their pajamas, and they were very proud as they showed us their books.
I was at that, and it was the cutest thing that happened to me all month, maybe all year. And I was just like, more. My daughter before was like, guess what tomorrow is? It's the happiest day of my life. A reader celebration. We get to wear pajamas, have our stuffies, and you have to come to school, right? So she loved it. All the parents loved it. Walking out, we were all like, can we do this all? There was a cry for more. It was great. It was amazing. So anyway, thank you for that experience. That was really great.
This is a fun experience that our ECM PALS classes had an opportunity to participate in, a pizza themed sort of celebration where they rotated through stations that had pizza as the theme, practicing some daily skills, and of course celebrating with pizza. And families and supporters of them were able to come in and share in that celebration with them. So
They also fed us.
All right, so taking a look at our Glen Hills Stars of the Week. So each month we are also focusing on our areas of the Glen Hills Way, which would be respect, responsibility, as well as inclusivity and inclusion. And so we have been looking at having our teachers nominate students every week, and they get a certificate, they get their names up on the board, they're highlighted in their grade level newsletters by their teachers. And it's been super exciting. I had the fun experience today of, we went through Stars of the Week with Mr. Williams was handing out certificates today, and one of the kids was at the table today going, I'm the Star of the Week, and his friends were like, he's the Star of the Week. I was like, VIP seating. So it's been really great to have that, and also to have some of our alumni teachers who have been Stars of the Week before in their years here at Glen Hills share that with their students and have their Star of the Week pictures up in their classrooms, which is absolutely touching and hilarious. The Glen Hills band had the opportunity to play the national anthem at the Admirals game on a Friday night. The energy was high. It was really super fun to watch. And one of our students was selected to ride the Zamboni, and as he toured around the ice, all the whole Glen Hills band was cheering for him, and it was really terrific. This Miracle has done a really nice job of making sure that our students are out and playing, and just having a wonderful time making music for other people to enjoy.
And my Nick is loving band this year.
Yeah.
Mrs. Miracle has been amazing.
Yeah. Glen Hills Cross Country had an amazing season, probably one of our largest after-school activities. It is a sport in which all students grades 4 through 8 can participate, so at all levels and all abilities. And we had students who were placing and students who were coming in last to finish. And I think Carly, you can attest to this. You were at one of the meets where one of our students was coming in towards the end, and our students who had finished ahead of them waited and ran in with them and encouraged them the whole way coming in. So being able to see our coaches, Mr. Grabowski, Mr. Kaufman, as well as Ms. Lapp, who was a former teacher here, really build that character in students as well as helping them be physically active was amazing this season.
Yeah.
So our Scholars at Work, so we have a lot of really cool opportunities that have been happening. You see pictured here some of our students who went to the STEM fair and were participating with Gearbox and learning more about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We also have up in the corner some of our students out in the river over at Clutch Park doing water sample analysis as part of the work that Aletha Morale and Michelle Young and Matthew Meagle and Jennifer Clark are doing to work on building authentic science learning experiences for students. So there's some really good, interesting work. I think every 8th grader put on waders and got in the water this year. So that's amazing because I'm sure that's out of the comfort zone. I can think of a few students that's really out of their comfort zone when they did it. So I'm super proud of them. And then also looking at some of the things that are going on down in Mr. Savajan's room as we're kind of growing our practices around our STEM work here. The next one is mine. You see some pictures of our staff sitting in circles in various spaces. The one in the middle is my favorite. It's our entire staff, our paraprofessionals, our supervisory aides, our teachers, your administrators. All of us are together in a circle, learning how to build community, learning how to use circles as a place to give students voice around their thinking and their feeling, and also building that sense of community for us as a staff. It's been very powerful professional development work that we're seeing used in classrooms throughout. And so lots of fun and excitement as we learn about it as adults, but then also being able to carry that joy over with our students in the classroom.
All right, in this next slide, it's important to note that we as administrators also value continuing our learning. That said, we do have the opportunity to go to statewide conferences to help enhance our own practices. I had the opportunity this year to be able to attend the one for elementary principals. It was in Green Bay, and one of the sessions that I attended was around staff wellness. And the particular focus of the one that I attended was around administrator wellness. But I walked away so empowered that I wanted to come back and be able to share that with Parkway staff and with Anna and Willie, because I thought it was so important that we do something to celebrate all of our wonderful staff as a K. That said, I went and ordered a bunch of books for both of our schools, again, around wellness and the ability to be able to balance both your professional and personal lives. Taking time, what strategies staff can implement to be able to just take some time to take a moment, step back, reflect. It's okay to take 5 minutes out of your day to do some deep breathing activities. It's okay to do some yoga postures. It's okay to read books during, your lunch break, your prep time. Just some way that you feel like you can relax and unwind and be able to be in a calm space. Because what we know to be true is that when we feel good in our inner core, that resonates outside with the students that we're interacting with on a daily basis. And so the other piece is we're trying really hard as an administrative team when we attend conferences to come back and model sharing out with the staff so that we feel like we're not only empowering everyone, but as a collective whole, we're moving and growing together. And so that's one of the expectations when our staff signs up to go to a conference. The expectation is that they come back and they be able to share with their colleagues during a staff meeting kind of the new things that they've learned to help enhance their professional development and their practice. So I wanted to model that. So what I did was I took the information that I learned in Green Bay that was geared towards administrators, and I looked at how can we do this for all of the staff, no matter what capacity you're in within the school system. And what does that look like? And so this wall represents an envelope that has every teacher's name on it. And the idea being that the title is like, we are thankful for staff shout outs. The idea being that you're continuously dropping positive memos in people's envelopes. So going back to old school, I know we do a lot with technology and it's fun to get emails, but there is something about running into the staff lounge, having this recreated space where you're able to go and check your envelope and see positive notes from your colleagues about things that they're thankful for related to you and your practices. And so that piece is really important. And then carrying over in our grade level team meetings and in our larger staff meetings, starting out with either practicing a wellness strategy or doing a whole group activity, some way to have the staff have some downtime to come together, to collaborate and to have conversations. But and also just saying, hey, we as an administrative team, we value you, the work that you do. And again, we want to help you be able to balance both that personal and professional life, because that is so important.
Well, you're singing my song. You know, Denise Davis and I led a compassion resilience work group last year that I wish we could roll out more, because it really, that resilience in teachers and administrators is critical. Yeah. Thank you for doing that work.
So some of the Fridays that we've had available to us have allowed us to get together more intentionally as staff to focus some learning times on how we can better serve our students, take some of the time that is not built into our school day, and just have a minute to be able to hear what our other coworkers and experts in areas have to share with us, so that we can take that back, take the day, think about it, how we want to apply it, and bring that into our classrooms. So it's been great to hear from the other experts within our building and them get to share their crafts with each other, and know how many resources we have within our building of experts.
You guys have to sit in the tiny chairs all day.
Those are better than the library chairs.
Okay.
Nice library chairs.
Okay.
And if they get too loud,
Okay.
you have to.
Yeah. Okay. At least you're not on the rug.
So I just wanted to share this picture partially because I thought it was hilarious. So this was actually taken after the spotlight that evening as everybody was packing up. Ryan had unfortunately gone home because he had a lot of sickness in his house. So Karen helped facilitate getting Ryan back in the photo with us.
All right. Yeah, is that actually that big?
Might be.
But just a
Next to Woodley.
just a huge thank you.
I feel like
Yeah.
Mr. Kreger and I are the same height.
Yeah. That's.
But just the work that we've done as a team over the, summer and throughout the year, the SAIL work, the 100-day plan, it's not perfect. We have tons of room to grow. We have fits and starts as a team, but we just keep plugging ahead and we keep trying and we keep working really hard because we all care about kids. So it's just great to know that every single person in that picture has the right reasons for being here.
To wrap things up, we just wanted to make sure that these different universities and programs are highlighted as supporting the staff and how their continued growth as educators and people and whatever avenue they choose to pursue, as well as the support of our administration team and you all as the board, just encouraging us to go out and seek further education to become the best versions of ourselves we can be and what we can bring back into the classroom. And it's greatly appreciated because not all districts have this, and that's a shame. So I'm hoping everybody takes advantage of that at some point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So we can move on to visitor participation. Item 5A, is there anything happening online?
You gave.
Okay. Katie.
Just here, watch.
Katie, just kidding. I know. So you're not even, no notepad this time. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, There are no visitors who would like to participate, so I will close that visitor participation and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
In less than an hour. So moved.
All in favor, voice vote, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I don't understand what just happened.
I have tons of notes, just policy, so we can bring it all in.
I think that's okay. I kind of feel like that's ideal. I mean, so if we had all 5 of us here, I would still, I think you could still do it that way, but I think so. One person, one person, one person, one person. What are your comments, questions, suggestions, and then work your way through instead of back and forth and tinkering with it at that first reading.
Because then everybody's here, they get